In the fall, we really had three guys play really consistently and pretty much, carried us through the fall a little bit. And, Tim winning at Olympia Fields, we could see between those three guys, there was, a lot of competition at the top end. We just needed a little bit more help on the back end. And, from the team's perspective, that's certainly something that's really blossomed as of lately with Brady's play, Brady McHenry, and now even Simon's really coming along and has looked great in practice. And really the emergence of Ben's play and really his development, his buy-in. In my opinion, we went from, maybe a shorthanded team to one of the most deep teams. I would put all six of our guys up against anyone, and I feel like our six are really good. And the Valspar was really important to this program. I mean, anytime you play your best golf heading into the postseason at that golf course where there's nowhere to hide on, a lot of those shots. And to do that with the number one team in the country, we were paired with them and University of Texas, who's obviously a team that's always good and an in-state rival that we love to compete against. When you do something like that, it gives you a frame of reference that of self-belief and knowing that your good stuff's good enough to win.
I think it kind of showed the guys that we are a pretty good team, that, when we're at our best, we can compete with the best. You can't teach those intangibles. You have to feel it, you have to see it.
Knowing that when we kind of all have our stuff in line, that we can really hang and beat anybody is obviously, that's exciting to know the upside of it. And then as guys and as buddies, I think it makes it fun that you want the guys to do well and they feel the same to everyone else. And the fact that we can, it just kind of all makes you feel like you're heading the right way.
And I think we have a lot of chances to do well for regionals and also nationals. I mean, the goal is to win, especially national. We never won it before, and we want to make history.
They really like each other. I think they like being around each other. There's no drama. You're not high maintenance. You take them to a Chipotle and they're pretty dang happy. They're very competitive, probably the way I am too. I know I am. If you have guys that are competitive and like each other, you really have a nucleus that you can do something special.
When you really like your teammates and want to hang out with your teammates, want to practice with your teammates, well, I mean, it gives you just a little bit more of a nudge of like that you're playing for somebody else. And I think that pushes them in these tournaments, but that pushes them back at home when they're playing and practicing. And they spend a lot of time competing with each other, not just on the golf course. Back at their houses, whether it's ping pong or playing poker or whatever need be. They're just kind of always trying to kind of push each other. And I think it definitely meshes well when you get out on the golf course and it's time to compete.
I think the best thing, traveling with the team is just all being together. I mean, it's so different, in the summer when you're, kind of by yourself. And just having, 4 or 5 guys there, just hanging out, before and after rounds, it's a lot better and more fun.
Traveling with them is it's super fun every time. You have Connor where he is kind of like nowhere sometimes. You have Timmy, he's really fun, Brady, Simon, Ben, I think we have like a really good group. It's like a big family. Also with the coaches, they're fun also.
There's a little peak here, a little peak there, but we could take it. You don't say mean stuff to people you don't like. You say mean stuff to people you like because they could take it. Everybody loves each other. We're like a big family. Everybody cares about each other and we have a lot of fun.
Typically, to make practice rounds a lot more fun is we'll get competitive fairly early and then we'll have some sort of game going on for, push-ups or kind of clean a choi or whatever that may be.
We try out a lot of things during the practice round, and I feel like both the coaches, Coach Sands have been here a lot of the times before and got the experience around here. Definitely the approach play that gets very, very important around here. And as soon as you try to get a little bit more aggressive, you try to find an extra birdie, it's just gets straight back to you and you find yourself with a bogey instead. So that's a great challenge.
We have a team meeting, just going over the golf course, and we have the pins for the next day and kind of make a game plan for that. Sometimes, the players can put in a little bit if they feel like something, but usually it's kind of them. We kind of go through the golf course, the wind, and they'll kind of give us their thoughts and their ideas on how we should kind of play the holes, and what we need to kind of know for the next day.
Yeah, the guys like to compete in something other than golf, and so we'll break out a little card game and they'll play for push-ups and play poker, and they've all just kind of gotten into poker a little bit, mainly like 3 or 4 of them, and I think they like the game. There is a lot of analogies of poker and golf, and it gives us time to spend together. It gets the phones out of our hands, gets us away from the game of golf. We're spending a lot of time grinding on this game, and anytime you can stop thinking about it and enjoy each other, then you get to know each other and get to, I think that brings the team together because you get to know your brother a little bit better.
Poker nights are just unbelievable. I mean, it never disappoints. It's, after a long day, just sitting down at the poker table and just having some fun. They're the best.
I think the best poker player is, I would give it to Simon. I think Connor would say he's the best poker player, but I'm gonna give it to Simon. He's kind of helped me a little bit. I'll give it to Connor for a second. I think I'll go Tim, then me, and then there's Adam.
I think I'm the worst poker player because I always go for the river. So I always don't play kind of the odds. I just go for pure luck, and it pisses people off. So it's great.
Texas Tech supports us at the highest level. I think a lot of the donors play golf themselves, so they love golf and want to support the team. And we have people that want to compete in golf, and I don't think every university wants to do that. And
college golf, the experience these guys get now, where they're able to play these PGA Tour Championship golf courses week in, week out, not only is it preparing them for the future, but it's making these 4 years in college just that much more memorable.
A good thing about, Texas Tech is that we have the chance to fly private jets sometimes. It was just, like when they told us that, I was like, what? For me, it's like a dream, flying private jet. Like, I have no money. And it was such a short flight. I wish it was like a 10-hour flight. But I mean, we're just super blessed, I think.
No, flying private's fun. I like to tell people it feels like time travel because, our coach left driving from Lubbock 8.5 hours before we got on the flight, and we literally landed and drove in within 2 minutes of each other. So the time it saves you and the convenience of it's really easy. I think it's a blast. It makes the experience fun.
Who's the most immature on the private jet?
On the private jet, James.
When I found out we were flying private, I was pretty excited. To not have to go through security and have to deal with all that, I was pretty pumped.
Usually we don't fly private, we usually fly back of the bus. We're definitely excited for that.
Ludwig's performance here might have been his best in college golf. What an amazing performance there, and really probably one of the best performances I've ever seen in 25 years. This golf course is quite a bit easier, certainly with the north wind and the hay being burned down and the players that hit it so far. Probably all those things got me excited because I felt like this team was certainly capable of winning a Big 12 championship, and I know they are. But love Prairie Dunes. Feel like it really separates in the ways that you want to see it separated a championship, and you don't really ever leave here thinking who's the toughest team. You know who it was that week. And
I'm really proud of the guys. I know maybe the scoreboard doesn't show that we performed as well as maybe we expected, but we've fought. There's been some adversity each day. The guys have finished well. The guys have fought well. The guys have been patient. They haven't complained.
It's not that hard off the tee, but if you don't put yourself in the right spots, you could have some tough angles into the green, especially when it's getting windy.
Prairie Dunes kind of kicked me around that golf course after that 36 holes. When those greens are rolling, the course kind of shows its teeth, I think. But it's a good test.
I catch myself on the golf course a lot, and I think the guys know this, and I'll tell them this here and there, but I see a lot of myself. I see a lot of myself 20 years ago.
They can't watch me.
I want them to excel. I want them to be the best version of themselves. The reward at the end of this game is magnificent, and you learn so much about yourself in this sport.
Coach Vargas is also just he's a golf nut. Like, you can't get him to stop talking about golf. He doesn't miss anything. If he sees a golf course one time, he can really break it down in a way that the guys know all the shots they need to hit. So it just becomes about, can we hit those shots?
4? Yeah.
Plus 6, or 5 or 6.
What is it?
61 playing 66, 67.
147 plays 152 meters.
At the end of the day, I truly believe the trophies and all that are going to burn up, and it becomes about the memories you make, the people you help, and it's those kids are in a spot where they're all chasing a dream. That's a great dream, but if you can help them in life and maybe give them some nuggets that might help them to be better husbands, better fathers, and when you get them back on campus and you get them you don't lose them because they come back and they want to be back. They all say this is, that was the best times of their lives.